Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are back for another 2 days of Red Dwarf and TOS on Monday, and Get Smart and A Team on Tuesday as our weekly webcam series reviews continues. We are on today, we're on the last two episodes of season 11 from Red Dwarf. They're called Krysis and Can of Worms. And then on TOS, we're starting with season two, with episode one being Amok Time, the one which was centered on the planet Vulcan, and of course Spock going insane with his Ponfar, taking over the ship, battling people, and then getting there to find out that his T'Pring and all that stuff didn't work out. That there's something going on. And of course, Kirk gets killed, but does he get killed? We find out, don't we? Okay, so I started this 10 minutes early today because I do have couple bits of quick information I had to throw in before we get started. And howdy, Mikey from Roger Blair. Hello, Roger. First in the box today. Welcome, Mr. Roger. Good to see you. What I want to let you know mostly is about my brother Larry. As you know, he was supposed to have a major appointment this coming week on Friday, on August 1st, but it was moved up to August 23rd. So, signs that you know, signs are good, that he's okay, but he does have some other issues going on. So he needs to attend to those issues before he gets his other surgery done, where he was going to be scoped out, working on his stuff for his heart there. So, but the good news is he's still around and he is still my brother and he's still breathing and that's the good part. So, um, let's see. Oh, and Matt 2890. Hi, Matt. He says, "Hey, Mikey. Hope you and Suzanne are well, and hope you both have a great week." Thank you so much, my friend. Yes, Matt. Yeah, we're doing well. We're okay. Um, this week we're actually going to go in and enjoy 2 days of fun instead of one. Um, July 31st, we're going to go see Fantastic Four: First Steps, and I got to warn you, folks. Okay, online right now on YouTube, some guy, and I won't mention his name, but he shown the final scenes, the fight scenes against Galactus online. And I'm really pissed because I really wanted to wait to see it to be surprised, but they showed it. So it shows part of the ending and the ending battle in the movie Fantastic Four First Steps. So please don't look for any spoilers. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. We're gonna go see it this Thursday, on the 31st. That's when we get paid. And then the following day, on the 1st, we're gonna go down to our beaches. We have a Toronto waterfront, and they have an area called the Beaches. That's a nice little district. And down there, they have a theater. But this theater is the only one that's showing this art film called Together, which is it's kind of a psychological horror film blending two people together with their bodies, their minds, all sorts of weird stuff. It's supposed to be a pretty good film, though. And we saw the trailers, and we really like psychological horror, both of us. So, yeah. So that movie's called Together. That's going to be on Friday, on the 1st. So yeah, we're going to have fun. Couple movies this week. So, also as for you know Jurassic World Rebirth being out there, and of course Superman, I would have to say that you know we favored Suzanne and I both liked both films. We did. We enjoyed Superman, but we especially enjoyed Jurassic World Rebirth. It gave us a lot of nostalgia about the original Jurassic Park, and it's a perfect. I think, we both think that it's a perfect ending. Especially if you watch it all the way to the end, the closure, it's perfect. It ends the whole franchise, and I think it ends it the way it should be ended, the way it should have stopped. Yeah, from Dominion, but that's okay. That's okay. And ScarJo was very good in it. believe it or not. So, yeah, she did her own stunts, did a lot of stuff. Yeah. So I would give an A to Jurassic World Rebirth, and I would give uh, A minus to Superman. Yeah, they're both great. So I just wanted to give those quick reviews. I know we were going to do them earlier with some friends, but things kind of happened, with Larry and everything. So I just decided to go throw this out there right now, let you know what letter grades I gave to each movie. I would highly recommend you go see them. Don't listen to me, okay? Though if you don't, if you don't want to, that's fine. I mean, I know you've heard other rumors. Oh, Superman's bad. Oh no, it's really good. Oh no, it's bad. You know, make up your own mind. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Make up your own mind. Go see Jurassic World Rebirth while it's still out there in theaters, and make sure you go see Superman because they were both really good films. Um, PvP. Hey, from British Columbia, my brother out there. Hi, Mikey, and how's it going, PvP? Matt2890 says, "Hey, Roger." And PvP. So some troll uploaded the end of the film. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I'm pissed. Um, Matt2890 says, "Hey, Pleasant Valley Picker," and of course, hi, Matt from PvP. Gorilla says, "Damn it, Mikey, you started early." I told you, Gorilla, I was going to start early because I needed to provide you additional information about Larry, okay? That's all. I mean, I just want to let you folks know Larry is okay, but he moved up his appointment from the 1st of August to August 23rd. That's what he told us. He said we can say that much, but we won't be able to tell you folks what it involves because there's a lot of complex uh, items and things going on with Larry. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knew he's still all right and nothing's wrong, and he hasn't died, nothing's happened, and that he's going to have another appointment coming up soon. So that's all I did, Gorilla. Oh boy, Gorilla when he goes, rah, 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 so you start early. So what? It's only 10 minutes, dude. Seriously. PvP says, "Hey, Gorilla," and Matt says, "Hey, Gorilla," and Roger says, "Hey, Matt." Also, Gorilla says hello to Matt, and Gorilla says, "Hey" to PvP. Roger says, "Hey, Gorilla," and Larry is going through a lot. Yes, thank you, PvP. Yeah, PvP and I, we know we've talked to Larry. Gorilla has, we've had some private conversations, and he is going through a lot right now. So yeah, I'm on a direct schedule. Well, that's good. That's good, Gorilla. Hey, you know what? And like I said, Gorilla, me and Suzanne are very happy for you and your new beau, Kayla. So hopefully you and Kayla will get along. Things will go great, and then who knows from there, right? So we're praying for that, dude. Yeah, you're on a strict schedule. Well, direct and strict pretty much be the same thing, dude. Seriously. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't really revealed much, my friend. You're still going to be able to hear these reviews, okay, on your lunch break. It's not like don't feel bad. Come on, Gorilla. I just decided to come on early a few minutes and let you folks know what's happening with Larry, give you my quick reviews of the two movies we saw before because for whatever reason I couldn't do a live stream because there's just so much going on. So, with us too, because we got to do some stuff next month. We got to start saving up money. We got to get ready, prepared for the fall for January because that's when we're gonna go get our passports done. We'll get all of our paperwork done. But we got to prepare ahead of time. We got to get everything situated and put together before we can do that. Before we even walk into an office and do something. So yeah, there's just a lot of stuff. Yeah, PvP says so. Kayla has you on a strict schedule. Well, I guess so. Kage Noctune Gaming. Hello, Kage. Hey, good morning, Mikey. Good morning to you, Kage. I saw some of your stream yesterday. Very cool, man. Good to see you. My imagination is running amok. Amok time. Yes. Amok time. It's running amok. Yeah. Right. Okay. All right, well, let's get to it then. Since now I just gave you some information, let you know what's happening. All right, so on Red Dwarf, we've got the last two episodes of season 11. After this, we have 6 episodes of season 12, and after that, we've got one season episode of season 13, and then that's it. They haven't done anything in season 14. It's being planned, but they haven't done anything yet, according to the background information I got from IMDb. So, you know, whatever. Okay, so Krysis, that's Krysis, is the way they spell it. That episode aired October 20th, 2016. It got a 7.5 out of 10, so basically a C plus, and I'll agree with that. I think that's probably a good grade to give this one. 491 people voted on this thing. Uh, let's see. It basic plot is when Crichton has a midlife crisis, the crew tries to show him how much he had achieved. Cool. Alrighty. And we're going to go over the ladies today also. So we're going to do a couple of crew, people that were in the cast, but we're also going to go over the ladies that did the singing for the theme songs from both Red Dwarf and then in season 2 for TOS, it was Luli Newman who did the that woman's voice. So we're going to go over both of their brief mini bios today also. Okay, so on this episode, the director was Doug Naylor, one of the two writers, along with Rob Grant, that does the show. And of course, Chris Berry is Rimmer, Craig Charles as Lister, Danny John Jules as Cat, and Robert Llewellyn as Crichton. Now we're going to examine two persons that appeared in this episode prominently. One is Dominic Coleman. He plays a Series 3000 butler mechanoid who looks almost human-like. They're like human replicas. And then Robert Strange, who plays what they call a GILF, GELF chief. He went by another name then, but now he's Robert Strange. And yeah, so we'll go over those two. And then we'll also go over Jenna Russell, because there's one song additional in this episode that I think it's in this episode, it's in the other one we're going to do too. Danny John Jules does the song. And then we'll talk about Jenna Russell real quickly. So, yeah. So I know we talked about Howard Goodall. I know he passed away. But happily, Jenna Russell is currently 57 years old. Yeah, and she's still working. So that's great. All right, so let's take a look at the trivia for this episode. Okay. Come on, stop doing that. Okay, so currently there is just one piece right now for this episode. It says Rimmer mentions a road trip heading. Excuse me. Let's try this again. Beep. Okay. Rimmer mentions a road trip herding vacuum cleaners as a cure for a midlife crisis. This is a reference to the movie that came out in 1991 known as City Slickers, which had, Jack Palance and Billy Crystal and a bunch of other people. Daniel Stern, yeah, good movie. And then there was Curly's Gold, which came out after that, which was a good sequel. Okay. All right, for the goofs, there is a couple. Two which are incorrectly regarded as goofs, and one that's continuity. So in the continuity one, Butler is a Series 3000 mechanoid, yet back in the episode Out of Time from 1993, it's revealed that the Series 3000 mechs are perfect human replicas. Okay. All right, here's a couple of the incorrectly regarded as goofs. Butler offers the Red Dwarf crew champagne. Rimmer takes a glass of champagne, but as a hologram, he wouldn't be able to drink, obviously. Hard light holograms are able to eat and drink. Crichton says he was created 2.9 million years ago, but he has been with the crew at least 3 million years. Crichton wasn't with the Red Dwarf when Rimmer killed the crew, but he joined after Lister was taken out of stasis. Okay, cool. Alrighty, and yeah, let's go to the soundtrack. Okay. All right, yeah, so it's not this episode, but the next one where Cat character does a different song. And I'll tell you about it in a minute. Okay, so uh, let's see. Yeah, so to confirm that Howard Goodall is still with us, and he was born May 26, 1958. And I did talk about him already. So he just had his birthday. So he is 67 years of age. He's a composer, music department, and a writer. Very cool. All right, let's go over Jenna Russell here real quick while we can. Okay, as I said, Jenna Russell currently is 57 years of age. She was born October 5th, 1967, in Paddington, London, England. She's an actress known for Mordecai in 2015. Like I said, that was the movie with Johnny Depp as a PI. On the Up in 1990 and Into the Woods in 2011. And of course, she also did 2 episodes of Doctor Who back in 2005 as a floor manager. And those are both from season 1. In episode 12, she was the floor manager in Bad Wolf. And then the following one, The Parting of the Ways, where she was uncredited in that second episode of Doctor Who. So, and On the Up, which is a TV series, she did 16 episodes as Maggie Lomax, Maggie Lomax from 1990 to 1992. Into the Woods movie in 2011, she was a baker's wife, and in Mordecai in 2015, she played a fellow detective. So very cool. And the last thing she's worked on was back in 2022. She was in a TV series called Gentleman Jack, and in that she did the role called Charlotte Norcliffe. So that was the very last thing she's worked on so far. Yeah. So that is Jenna Russell. And that's good. I'm glad that she's still around. I'm also glad that the writer of the Red Dwarf theme, Howard Goodall, is still around too. So it's good to know. Anyway, let's see. And there's no filming and production information on this one. Okay, so let's go take a look at the cast and crew and the 2 people we saw. I hate all these ads that keep popping up. Okay, so the first person is Dominic Coleman, who plays the butler. Okay, and according to our background information on IMDb, he is still around. He's an actor. He also is a writer, and he works behind the scenes in camera and electrical department. It doesn't give a birth date for him, but he's known for the movie Paddington, based on Paddington Bear in 2014. He was in a movie called Yesterday in 2019, and he was in Napoleon movie in 2023. And in Paddington in 2014, he played a policeman. In 2019, in Yesterday, he played Ipswich TV host. In 2020, he was in a movie called His House. And in that one, he was a lead officer in that one. And in 2023, in Napoleon, he played both the clerk and he was in the storage room. So he played 2 roles in that movie. Yeah, I never got to see Napoleon. Wish I had seen that. The last thing he worked on was he played in a movie called Blitz, based on the London Blitz, which occurred in World War II. He played government shelter warden, and that was in 2024. That was last year. So there's another movie that's out there I want to go see, the Blitz. Yeah. So that was Dominic Coleman. Okay, now we'll look at Robert Strange. Okay, Robert Strange. Yeah, he's worked as an actor, and he was worked on special effects in movies. He is known for working on Lord of the Rings of Power in 2022, Return to Silent Hill which is coming up next year in 2026, and The Wheel of Time, which is 2021. Okay. So, The Rings of Power is a TV series. In that, he has worked on 12 episodes. Uh, he was a Gloog, he was a Barrow White, and he was a Dying Orc. And that was from 2022 to 2024, just up to last year. Uh, like I said, next year, when Return to Silent Hill comes out, he's going to be playing Red Pyramid in that one. And then The Wheel of Time was a TV series back this year. Earlier this year, he played an eelfin in that for one episode. And he did work on Doctor Who. He did 3 episodes of the TV series from 2023 to 2025. And in season 1, episode 1, he's in the very first one, Space Babbles, or Space Babies, in the first new season 1, episode 1 from 2024. He played a bogeyman. Then in season 2, episode 1, in 2025 this year, he came out and did the Robot Revolution, where he's robot number 2. And then his third appearance, they don't know what season that was, but it says the year was 2023, and he played Sergeant Zogroff in that. Yeah, it's weird that they gave a question mark for that, but yep, that's the 3 episodes he worked on with Doctor Who. And then, so far, as I said, on the TV series Wheelfin or Wheel of Time, this year, he's done 1 episode as Eelfin, and he's got, like I said, not only Return to Silent Hill has been completed, so that's coming out next year, but right now in post production is a movie called Medora, Empress of the Badlands, and he is the Marquis de Moray, and that is in post production. So that is coming out soon. Yeah, so he is working on that as well. So very cool, Robert Strange. Okay. Alrighty, so that is the first episode. And let's see what. Damn, these ants are all over the place. Okay. No worries, Kage. Okay, so after PvP said, making fun of Amok time, which we'll get to here eventually for TOS's episode today, my imagination is running amok. Okay, so Kage says, "Oh, thanks for stopping by. Sorry if I missed you in the chat. I was just kind of lurking, dude. I was lurking and watching. I didn't want to interrupt what you were doing, but yeah, but thank you for thanking me for lurking, for coming in." Matt 2890 says, "Hey, Kage Noctum Gaming." He says, "Hey, Matt." Kage says, "Did you know they're doing research into how to make something like hard light holograms?" That wouldn't surprise me, dude. I know, because Red Dwarf has sent a lot of creations ahead into our future. Yeah. So you see, like Star Trek did stuff, Red Dwarf does stuff. I mean, it's very cool. Jeff B, hello. He says, "Hail, Mikey, Matt, Roger, PvP, and Gorilla, and Kage." And Kage says hello to Jeff. And there's Tim. Hi, Tim. FKHC 2005. He says, "In this week's episode of The Waltons, Grandma and Grandpa." Oh, wait, it's not today. It's not Friday yet. Oh, boy. I caught you, Tim. Oh, boy. PvP says, "Hi, Jeff." Matt says hello to Jeff B. Jeff B saying hi to Tim. Matt saying hi to Tim. Hey, Tim. He says, "The Wheel of Time sounds like an early Journey song." Yeah, it does actually, but that was the name of that song was "Wheel in the Sky." Yeah, that was from one of Journey's first albums. Yeah, "Wheel in the Sky" was the name of the song. Kage says, "The Wheel of Time is a really good book series, but I didn't like the first episode of the show but I didn't like the first episode of the show was very good." Oh, okay, cool. Um, Like, boy, I got these ants all over my screen. Kage says, it at least wasn't a good watch for me as a book reader. Ah, okay, Kage, thank you. Tim says, I know it was Wheel in the Sky. Oh, okay. I have that song. Oh, all right, Tim. I mixed up my words. I meant I didn't think it was very good. Oh, the episode. Okay, okay. Yeah, that actor apparently worked in it. Yeah, the very first episode there. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, Wheel of Time. Um, Jeff B says you sound like Mikage. Books always seem to exceed the vids. Correct. Yes, I love the books. People should go back to reading actual books with words on paper. Yeah, instead of audiobooks. Crazy. Alrighty, let's go with let's see. Yep, we did everything. And let's see. Yep, I talked about Jenna and Mr. Goodall, and there's no filming and production. I did talk about Goose already. Okay. Yeah, remember I don't do quotes anymore. So, all right, let's take a look at the next episode here for Red Dwarf, which is Can of Worms. And this came out October 27th, 2016, the following week. And it got a 7.6 out of 10. So, once again, 458 people. So, I do agree with both their assessments since I've seen parts of each episode. So, I would say yes, 400. They're right. C plus. So, I gave a C plus to this episode as well. And this episode is all about Cat. It says Cat takes time off from being in love with himself to fall head over heels in love with a lady cat with a big secret. And this was also directed by Doug Naylor of the Grant and Naylor writers. And in this one, we're going to take a look at Bentley Kalu, who plays a mercanoid, and we're going to also take a look at Dominique Moore, who plays Ankita. I think that's his love interest. All right, and let's see. So we'll take a look at the trivia first, of course. All right. The costume they used for the droid in this episode appeared in the Doctor Who episode The Rings of Akhaten. There we go. 3 years before season 11 came out of this series. The idea of the personality tuck was incorporated into the Red Dwarf novel Better Than Life, where Rimmer's virtual ex-wife, Juanita Chicada, has her personality tucked. And this is the first episode focused on just the cat, played by Danny John Jules. All right, there are no goofs in this episode, so let's take a look at the soundtrack. And he does December 63, Oh What a Night. And it was written by Bob Gaudio and Judy Parker, as you know, for the Four Seasons in Frankie Valley. But in this episode, the cat, Danny John Jules, sings it. So cool. And then we talked about Howard Goodall and Jen Russell doing the Red Dwarf theme. So very cool. Okay, and let's see. There's no filming and production information on this episode. Okay, so we are done. Like I said, we are done with episode or season 11, episodes 5 and 6. And let's go ahead and take a look quickly at Bentley Kalu and Dominique Moore. Okay. Bentley Kalu is still out there. He's worked additional crew, but he's also an actor. It doesn't give a birth date for him. Let's see here. Okay. He was born in Britain and brought up in North America where he studied theater arts and became an on-screen actor, also a theater actor, as well as a voiceover industry professional. He is also trained in theater, stage, combat, and light choreography, and he's a great singer, is what they say here. Cool. Alrighty. So that is Bentley Kalu. And he's 6'5". This guy's pretty tall. Yeah. Big tall man. That's what she said. Okay. He's known for doing a couple of Marvel cinematic. Looks like he did Marvel, and he also did Morbius. So let's see. All right, in 2015, he was in Avengers: Age of Ultron. He was Clow, uh, Clowie, yeah, Clowey's mercenary in 2015. In 2019 or 2014, he was in Edge of Tomorrow, where he played a dog soldier number 4. In 2019, he was Ben Garrett in the movie Black Ops from 2019, and in 2022, in the movie Morbius, he played the private security professional in that. Very cool. Uh, the last thing he worked on was the TV series Halo, based on the video game. He plays Vanek 134, and he's done 17 episodes of that from 2022 to 2024. And currently it says he is in post production. He did a voiceover for a video game called Squadron 42, and in that he does a voice of Asiato Slaver. So, and that'll come out next year, 2026. Very cool. All right, so that is Bentley Kalu. He's very, very multi-talented, this man. Very multi-talented. Okay, and last but not least, for this episode today, we'll take a look at Dominique Moore, who plays Ankita. She is both an actress, a writer, and a producer. She was born in 1986, so she is currently, I'm hoping, either um, 30, she's either 39 or, or she's 38. It doesn't give an exact birth date. It says here that she is from London, England. She started out in theater at a young age, originating several roles in West End productions, including being the first young Nala in Disney's The Lion King at the Lyceum Theater. Very cool. Dominique won the stage newspaper scholarship at age 12 to study at the renowned Sylvia Young Theatre School. This was documented on the BBC Fly on the Wall documentary series Paddington Green. She is well known for her series regular role in award TV sketch shows. Okay. All right. So let's see. Okay, in 2019, in the TV miniseries Four Weddings and a Funeral, she was the role of Rosie in that. In 2021, she did 6 episodes of Finding Alice, which was a TV series, where she played Yasmina. In 2022 to 2023, she did 14 episodes of a TV series called Lovely Little Farm, where she plays Pickle Pony. She does the voice of Pickle Pony. And in 2024, she was in a short movie called What We Did Yesterday, and she plays Rhiannon in that one. And that was last year. Okay. And currently, she's in a podcast series. She does the voice of Leslie in something called Call Me Master, which came out this year. So, probably still doing that currently. All right, so that is the career, the mini bio of Dominique Moore. Very cool. Okay, so we are done. We are done with Red Dwarf for today. And then we'll go on to the Amok time for TOS here in a minute. But I just want to let you know what's coming up next Monday. We have Cured, which is the first episode of season 12. And then the next one is Siliconia from season 12, episode 2. So those two look pretty cool for next week. All right, so let's get to Star Trek Amok time. We'll get to that here in just a minute. Okay. There we are. And of course, according to the IMDb, it's top rated, 8.6 out of 10. Over 5,200 people have seen it. I give it an A. It's one of my favorite episodes. So, beginning of season two. This is when I think PvP and I both agreed that season two got very good. So, basically the middle of the series. So, we'll go to that one here first. But before we do, let's see what we got here in the chat. Alrighty. Yeah. Yeah, and so Jeff B did comment that you sound like me, Kage. Books always seem to exceed the vids. True. Kage says, well, with Wheel of Time, the show tries to address some social issues, which is fine, but the author had already dealt with those in a very good way. Basically, they made changes for the sake of addressing isms, as if the author didn't address those issues. And I find it personally disrespectful to the author to act like they have to add a message and um, change the story beats that he had already masterfully crafted to make us think about these issues. Wow. That's very thorough and detailed, Kage. Thank you. Rimmers sounds dirty. Yeah, it does. Um, Jeff is laughing at Tim. Tim says a short movie starring Peter Dinklage. Yeah. Mikey, check your Facebook later. Okay, PvP, I will. Um, and 8.6. Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10. I know, dude. That's why I gave it an A. These people don't know what they're watching, right? PvP, right? I'm saying. Amok Time, great beginning to season two. Wonderful fight scene with Kirk and Spock. The music. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, oh yeah. And they reused that in the Jim Carrey monstrosity called Cable Guy. Yeah, when he fought Matthew Broderick in medieval times. Yeah, I definitely need to be drinking more juice or water. I definitely need it. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, important episode. We learned so much about Vulcan culture. Absolutely. Um, getting 10, Jeff B says, getting 10 people to agree on a score only works in toothpaste ads, PvP. Yeah, it's true. Tim says, mock time, yep, cue the fight music. Yes, sir. I just played that for you. I just said that. Um, Sci-Fi Dan must have given it a lower vote. Probably did. I don't know, man. Toby says, morning, Mikey and everyone. And I want to say that I got the 500. Yay! Toby, that's awesome news, dude. Now, when you get to 500, the most important two words in your vocabulary should be watch hours. So you definitely need to get the watch hours put together. But if you've already got that, that is totally cool. But that is what Gorilla's Random Thoughts told us is that watch hours are key. They're important. When you get to 500, that's what you need to concentrate on is your watch hours. Make sure that enough people are watching your channel and enjoying it. So awesome, Toby. Awesome. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, he says, yeah, working on the watch hours. Cool, Toby. That's awesome. Dude, we're happy for you. We are. Jeff B says, enjoyed the stalled trek of Amok Time. Yeah, definitely. Yep, I heard Tim said. Yeah, we got to get Dan back on the Trek train next Saturday. I agree, dude. I agree. Come on. I PvP, you're preaching to the choir, man. But it's Dan's life. He's working or he's doing something to try to keep his time, to keep occupied. And I can't blame him if he doesn't want to do it for a while. So just saying, we'll try this weekend. There's nothing going on this weekend. There's no Charlotte. I know she's not doing anything. I don't know about Dan, but maybe we can get him to do something. We'll see. Kage says, "Yay, Toby!" And yep, we're watch hours. And PvP says, "Is the 500 club as good as the Mile High Club?" No, I think 37,000 mile above sea level. Mile High Club's better. I'm just saying, I'm just saying for the moment. Okay, I never did it, so I never got tempted. Jeff B says hi, Toby, and congrats. Kaguya says I just need 226 watch hours to be monetized. Congratulations, Kage. I hope you get there, my friend. I really do. Toby says thanks, everyone. Kage says PvP, it's better. Cool. Yeah. To me, Star Trek is 1966 to 2005. I'll include the cage too. Tim, I am totally there with you. I would say right up until the very last episode of Enterprise with Scott Bakula, and then it all went to shit. That's it. Okay, it all went to shit after that. Yeah, first episode with the Vulcan salute. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Well, we're going to talk about that, PvP. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Kage and you can get to membership as well and others. Yeah, Toby, well, we're still far behind. We right now we're at 277 subs for our channel. We're 23 away from 300. We're not even close yet. We're still about 200 so away. So yeah, we have a while yet. But I do get the watch hours. I do get a lot of people watching my show and watching my previous streams. So I'll have the watch hours. I'll have that. The only thing that I need to worry about is getting to 500. That's the key. That's trying to get there. Yeah, which Nimoy invented, right? From a Jewish religious salute, right? A hand salute. Yeah, that's what I remember. Yeah, Nimoy added it as much to the character as the writers did. Yeah, he did. He did. He felt like you know, what is Spock's mentality? He's split, between two worlds. He's got his, Vulcan heritage on one. He's half human because of his you know, mother Amanda, you know, and but he has the Vulcan heritage from his dad Sarek. It's kind of weird. I mean, he's split between two worlds. I don't know, his whole character is probably one of the main reasons that Star Trek stayed the way was able to maintain at least three seasons because of Spock. It wasn't all about Kirk. It wasn't all about William Shatner. It was about Nimoy. I mean, Nimoy did a lot for that show. Yeah, even the worst episode of any Star Trek episodes from 1966 to 2005. I'm looking at you, Code of Honor. It's better than New Trek. Absolutely, Tim. Absolutely. You should have co-streamed Gorilla's Watch Party last night. Would have added more hours to you. I know PvP, but you know, um, Charlotte Nightstar did say that she was very happy to have me up there to help her co-host, and I was happy with that. And besides, I own the movie, dude. I can go popping in the DVD player, and I can play it anytime I want. Kick ass. Yeah, we have both movies, so yeah, yeah. The shorts views helps a lot too. That's true. If you view the shorts, yeah, Tommy. Yeah, we had a good time last night. We had a great time last night. Yeah, I know. I favorited it. I put a like and and everything. And sure, I'm gonna check it out definitely. And that's saying something from the last Star Trek comment. True. BB says yes, but it's about watching with friends. That's true. Kage says shorts don't count toward watch hours. Oh, Kage knows this. Okay, thank you, Kage. So I don't have to do shorts. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, Gorilla and Curtis have never seen it. Yeah, that's fine. I didn't want to interrupt it for them. That was part of the reason too. I wanted them to go see it fully for themselves and see what they thought of it. I bet they loved it. I bet they both did. Let's see. Yeah, shorts can be really good for getting new viewers and subs, though. Kage says. Okay. Yeah, we had a blast. Well, I'm glad you did, PvP. I'm glad you guys had a fun time. I'll try to make the next one. I don't know what movie you guys are coming up with for next weekend, but don't forget we have that really important episode from season 5 for the Waltons, the Firestorm. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to majorly censor ourselves for that show. Otherwise, we'll get Gorilla kicked off the air completely, permanently. Yeah, because they might think we're promoting the German, the party. Yeah, we don't want that. PPP says if I did a short in my shorts, would I get more views? Maybe. Maybe get more women too there, PvP. Maybe they'll start coming after you. Hey, he looks pretty good in shorts. Let's go get him. Maybe the women will say that. I don't know, PvP. I'm guessing. I'm guessing. Anyway, let's get to Amok time. Okay. So 8.6 out of 10 overall score from 5,200 people who know nothing about Star Trek, apparently, because I give it a straight up A grade, and so did my friend here, PvP, and several other people. This is one of the best episodes of season 2, the very first one starting. So it came out Friday, September 15th, 1967. Woohoo! I was going to turn 2 years old in a week. Yeah, because so the one that came out next week that we're going to cover, Who Mourns for Adonai, that one with Michael Forrest, yeah, that came out on my birthday in 1967. So I was 2 years old. Yeah, and my brother was only born 11 days beforehand. So, yeah, talk about memories. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even know what I was watching on the screen back then when I was 2 years old. Had no clue. I was just in my nice little carrier and carry on, and I was fine. And yep, my little crib. Love my crib in my room. I was totally fine with that. So, alrighty. So let's go ahead and take a look at Amok time. Alrighty. And in the throes of his Ponfar mating period, Spock must return to Vulcan to meet his intended future wife, betrothed from childhood. Okay. All right, this was directed by Joseph Pevney, and the writers were Gene Roddenberry and Theodore Sturgeon. And of course, it features your usual cast of characters: Shatner, Nimoy, DeForest Kelley, Majel Barrett, who was the Christine Chapel. You had Takai, of course, Sulu, Uhura, Nichelle Nichols. Walter Koenig, of course, shows up as Pavel Chekhov. All right. So we're going to look at, let's see here. Yeah, let's look at 3 of the main characters there on Vulcan that he dealt with. Now, Celia Lovsky was T'Pau, and she was a moderator, basically, of the Ponfar and the ceremony. Arlene Martell played T'Pring, so we're going to look at her as well. And then there's Lawrence Montagna, who played Stom, who ends up being the beau, who actually wanted T'Pring, but T'Pring was betrothed. Oh, you okay, honey? But T'Pring was betrothed to Spock early, so yeah. So we're gonna take a look at that. Alrighty, so let's look at the trivia first. And then when we're done with this, because there's not a lot of information, I made sure I checked beforehand. So when all this is done, then we'll get back to the chat. Okay. First appearance of the Vulcan hand salute. Leonard Nimoy improvised this symbol during the production of Amok Time, modified from a traditional Jewish religious hand gesture. This was the first appearance of the Vulcan phrases peace and long life and live long and prosper. Also, the first ever Star Trek episode to feature any Vulcan characters other than Spock. And this is the only episode in the entire series to be set on the planet Vulcan. Season 2 also introduced new opening credits. DeForest Kelley's name was added to the starring cast, and the theme music was extended and had the female soprano voice Luli Jean Norman and percussion added to it. Romulan helmets are reused from the episode Balance of Terror in 1966. This time they were worn by Vulcans during the Pon farr ritual. In both productions, the helmets were a de facto measure, economic measure, as they precluded the need for the actors to wear ear prostheses. Okay, cool. We're not going to read the other 41 more information. I think the first 5 were perfect. Okay. But here's the spoiler. So if you're one of those closet people who've lived in a cave for years and have not seen this episode, put your ears over your damn ears, over your Vulcan ears, and keep them there until I'm done with this spoiler. Then I'll just tell you to remove them. Okay. As in Theodore Sturgeon's earlier screenplay, Shore Leave from 1966, a main character, Kirk in this case, appears to die. But in Shore Leave, Bones appeared to have been killed by the Black Knight. Very cool. Okay, now take your ears away, or hands away from those Vulcan ears. Okay. Let's take a look at the goofs. Okay. All right. The first couple are continuity goofs. Okay. So after T'Pau's bearers set her chair on the ground, she raises her hand, making the Vulcan salute to Spock. At first, she is not wearing a ring, while in subsequent shots, she is. A ring is visible. At around the 29-minute mark, T'Pring is shown walking towards Spock before he strikes the gong. It then cuts to showing her standing still and then beginning to walk again, even though she was already in motion a moment earlier. When the wide view of Spock moving toward the gong is shown, his fiancée T'Pring begins to move to head him off. When the camera angle goes to a close-up of her face, it is obvious that she is still standing still, and notice the Vulcan stomp to her right and begins to move again. In Spock's room, there is a red blinking light in a bear-like holder in the background when Kirk is talking to him. After their conversation, the light no longer blinks. It is billowing smoke. A scene or two later, the blinker in the same prop blinks red and white. Spock drops his pen onto the table in his quarters. The next shot shows Kirk holding his wrist and holding the pen. Spock's hands change from one shot to another. They start off together as if he is meditating, and in the next shot, Spock has his hands behind his back. When Kirk throws Spock to the left, one of the bell ringers steps out of the way when he lands. The same person moves again in the next shot. Kirk and Spock are both holding identical long weapons. Spock swings at Kirk a few times while Kirk backs up. When the camera angle changes, Kirk is suddenly empty-handed. Okay. And then when the first camera angle is reestablished, he is again holding his weapon. Okay. Wow, that sounds messed up. Okay. Now, here's a couple of incorrectly regarded as goofs. Now, first of all, Spock has to get the Vulcan immediately, insisting that the Enterprise bring him there. Captain Kirk is conflicted as he has to attend the ceremony and can't stop at both planets in time. At no point does anyone suggest another starship or shuttle could take Spock the Vulcan. However, shuttles are not designed for long-distance voyages, and it's quite possible there are no other starships in the vicinity. Now, Councilwoman T'Pau makes many grammatical mistakes with the word thee when thou would be the correct pronoun. People and aliens who speak English often make grammatical mistakes both in writing and speaking. As English is not T'Pau's first language, it is understandable that she misuses the terms. Many people who speak only English also mix them up. Spock slams his fist into the communication box in his room. The box is obviously made of plastic, not clay, so it should have shattered instead of being punched down. It's more likely the box was made of a thin metal. Plastic boxes, containers, etc. were not as widely available in 1967 as they are today. Think of the famous line from the Graduate movie in 1967. One word, Plastics, which hit theaters 3 months after this Star Trek episode aired. Did they know? Interesting. Okay, here's a couple spoilers for this. When Kirk learns from T'Pau that he is now committed to fighting Spock to the death, he should have just signaled the ship to beam him up instead of engaging in a struggle that would inevitably result in himself and or Spock being killed. In terms of diplomacy, this would not have been an acceptable action to take, especially with an ally. The agreement already had been made. To renege on it would have severely harmed the Vulcan Earth relationship. Okay. All right. And here is a couple of there's a couple of revealing mistakes, a couple of character errors, and then we'll move on. All right. So after T'Pring chooses Kirk to be her champion, Kirk and McCoy are speaking with T'Pau. In the background, Leonard Nimoy can be seen standing against the wall with his hands behind his back, apparently unaware that he is on camera. Spock is supposed to be off in the corner, deep in the blood fever. As Dr. McCoy bends down to check on Captain Kirk during the captain's battle with Mr. Spock, the doctor is preparing to give Kirk a shot. After McCoy gives the captain the shot in his right arm, the doctor pulls his hands away and there is blood on McCoy's left hand. And while there is blood on Kirk's chest from the battle, McCoy's left hand never comes in contact with Kirk's chest. The communication monitors in Spock's quarters, Kirk's quarters, and sickbay all have a distinctive stain on the right bezel, which is showing reuse of a prop. The same prop is seen in multiple contexts in an earlier episode, the Corbomite maneuver from '66. In the establishing shot of the arena, the beam from an overhead light becomes visible as the camera pans left. And it's obvious that there are doubles for Kirk and Spock in the climax fight. Okay, then there's just a few character errors. In the introduction, Spock requests a leave of absence on Vulcan with a loss of only 2.8 light days. In this context, he is using light days as a measurement of time. It is, however, a unit of distance, which would be 25,920,000,000 kilometers. Spock indicates he had hoped to be spared the Vulcan mating drives. Given his age, however, he would have already experienced them, as shown in Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock in 1984. T'Pau does the live long and prosper hand gesture with her left hand, while all other Vulcans do it with the right. Of course, it's possible that high-ranking female Vulcans might use their left hand for this salute. And then on his first appearance, Chekhov pronounces Vulcan as Vulcan or Wolkin. The V sound is used in Russian, so he should pronounce it as an English-speaking person would say it. Chekhov would continue to mispronounce such words. Okay. Alrighty, and let's take a look at the soundtrack. And we're going to go ahead and we will take a look at both Alexander Courage to make sure he's still alive or if he's gone. And then we'll look at Luli G. Norman, who started to do the thing. So tell me if I do right in the comments by that or if I sound terrible. Okay, Alexander Courage, yeah, he died in 2008 at the age of 88 years old. He was born December 10th, 1919, and he died May 15th, 2008. He was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He was a composer and actor known for Star Trek, Jurassic Park, and The Poseidon Adventure from 1972. He was married to Shirley Pompelli. He died in Pacific Palisades, California, there on May 15th, 2008. So he worked on all 79 episodes of the Star Trek series in the music department. He was in the music department in 1972 for the Poseidon Adventure. He was music department for the original Jurassic Park in 1993. And he worked on the theme, but he was uncredited for the reboot Star Trek that came out in 2009. with Chris Pine. So there we go. Uh, and before it says here they used his original music. Hi, babe. I'm almost done. He used his original. They used his original music in all in 23 episodes of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. They used the original Star Trek theme and credited him as the theme music composer. So yes, even in death, even 17 years later, he's being used. His Star Trek theme is being used. So that's his living legacy there. Forever legacy there, Alexander Courage. Okay. And let's take a look at Luli Jean Norman. Aw, we lost Lily Jean Norman in 2005. She was born March 12th, 1913, in Birmingham, Alabama. She was an actress known for the of course, for Star Trek, Porgy and Bess earlier in 1959, and she worked on Rock Odyssey in 1987. She was married to Norman Henry Price. She died on August 2nd, 2005, in Studio City, California, and she was 92 years old. So we lost the singer. That's too bad. And she also worked on additional crew for one episode. It says she worked on The Cage. She was a performer there. She was uncredited in the theme. That's so cool. Yeah. And let's see. Back in 1959, she played Clara. Her singing voice was uncredited in Porgy and Bess. In 1982, she was in the music department for Heidi's song. And then in 1987, in Rock Odyssey, she was sung on the soundtrack. It was a song called Till We Meet Again. Okay. And according to other work that she's done, the last thing it said was Babar Comes to America. She was a singer voice on that. Uh, it was a TV movie, and she sung on that movie. So very cool. So that was Lily G. Norman. All right. Okay, now we'll take a look at the cast and crew. Okay. Let's see. All right, so we'll look at Celia Lowsky. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. Okay, Celia Lowsky. She did die in 1979 at the age of 82. She was the daughter of Bretislav Lvovsky, which is he was also known as Emil Pick, from 1857 to 1910, a minor Czech opera composer. Lowsky was born in Vienna, where she trained at the Royal Academy of Arts and Music. She was a rising stage star in Vienna and Berlin in 1929 when she met future husband Peter Lorre. Celia accompanied the Jewish Lorre when he fled Hitler's Berlin to Vienna in 1933, and then to Paris, and then to London. So she was born February 21st, 1897, and when she died on October 12th, 1979, she was 82 years of age. Yeah. And she was that, like I said, she was T'Pau in that one episode. Uh, she was in 1956, she was Mrs. Sabarin and Clement's mother in Death of a Scoundrel. 1973, she was in Soylent Green with Charlton Heston. She was the exchange leader in that. And in the movie about the mustachioed guy from Germany and from World War II, the dictator, she was in the biography of him in 1962 as Frau Angelica Rabal. Okay. And one of the last episodes she worked on from a series, she was Nadia Bosca in one episode of the Streets of San Francisco TV series in 1974. It was an episode called Mr. Nobody, Season 3, Episode 14. Cool. So that was Celia Lovsky. We'll take a look at T'Pring. uh, played by none other than Arlene Martell. And yes, we did lose Arlene Martell in 2014 at the age of 78. She was likely best known, if not by name, uh, to Star Trek fans and possibly most television viewers of a certain age as Spock's treacherous Vulcan betrothed to Pring in the Amok Time episode. She was born Arlene Greta Sachs to Austrian Jewish immigrants on April 14th, 1936. Let's see here. In 1936 in New York City. And she spent her early years in one of the poorest slums in the Bronx. Yeah. There's a lot more about her, but I just wanted to give the initial. When she died, August 12th of 2014 in Santa Monica, California, it was due to complications from heart bypass surgery and breast cancer. What a shame. Her nickname was the Chameleon, and she was 5'6". So she was about my height. That's not bad. Alrighty. Alright, so let's go take a look then. Oh, almost forgot. She was also. Oh, I didn't go back. Here, let's go back. Okay. So besides the T'Pring episode, she was in The Man from Uncle in 1964. She played Gemma Lusso, and in that was season 1, episode 13, The King of Knaves Affair. So that's what she was in. She did do one episode of Battlestar Galactica. She was Adulteress 58, and in 1978, and that was season 1, episode 5, The Long Patrol. And in that one, she used her name Tasha Martell in that. And finally, in 1964, she was in the Glass Cage movie, where she played Ellen. And Ellen Ruth Sawyer. I'm sorry, that was her full name. Ellen Ruth. Okay. And in 2013, the last thing it says here she worked on was The Beat That Her Heart Skipped, where she played Gabby. It was a movie short that she did in that. So that was Arlene Martell. Okay. Yep, we're almost done, folks. Just give me, and then we'll get back to the chat here real quick. Okay, so I just want to get to the last person there, Stong, from the episode. Okay, so Stong, there he is. Lawrence Montagnier. Okay, Lawrence Montagnier, yeah, we did lose him in 2017 at the age of 86. He was born February 26, 1931, and died March 17th, 2017. Oh, wow. He died on St. Patrick's Day, my friend Larry's birthday. Wow. Every actor should have a great escape, wrote actor Lawrence Montagnier in his autobiography, A Vulcan Odyssey. He was referring to the Great Escape movie in 1963, in which he played a small role as a Canadian prisoner, Haynes, who gets killed at the end of the film. Nonetheless, this was his self-declared favorite and career-defining part. For most of us, Montagnier will be regarded as one of the most accomplished actors. He was an actor and a writer, and he actually worked on 2 episodes of Star Trek. He was Declus. Um, did I say that? Or Decius, I'm sorry. Decius. He was Decius in Balance of Terror from season 1, episode 14, and Stong in Amok Time. So he actually did 2 episodes of the series. Let's see. He also was in an Italian movie called uh, Le Briganti Italiani, where he played Old Prevete in 1961. In 1963, he just mentioned it. He was in The Great Escape as Haynes. Uh, in diversions, and then he was Captain Sinbad as Jafar in 1963. He was in that movie, Captain Sinbad. He did appear briefly as Stone in that movie back in 2007, the fan film with Alan Ruck, Star Trek of Gods and Men. He was there. He was in the video. Yeah, as Stone. So very cool. All right, so that was Lawrence. And of course, let's see. Yep, filming and production, last but not least. Of course, the Desilu Studios, they filmed it over a course of 10 days from June 9th, 1967 to June 19th, 1967. So a very long thing there. Okay. All right, so next week, along with the 2 episodes of Red Dwarf, we will cover the next episode in the series, episode 2 of season 2, Who Mourns for Adonai, which of course features that awesome guy, Michael Forrest, who then reappeared in Pilgrim of Eternity in the Vic Monona Star Trek Continues episode 1 of that. So very cool. Yeah, that'll be next week. Okay. Okay, we're all covered there. Okay. And hello, Travel with Lisa MH. Hey, all. Hello, Lisa. Wonderful to see you, honey. Great to see you. Suzanne and I miss you, and wonderful, wonderful friend. Good to see you, my friend. Looks like the chat exploded on me. Okay. Okay, well, let's start from here. So Tim says, yeah, even the worst episode of any Star Trek episodes from 1966 to 2005, I'm looking at you, Code of Honor, is better than New Trek. And PvP said, you should have co-streamed Gorilla's watch party last night. Would have added more hours to you. Toby says the shorts views helps a lot too. PvP said he had a great time last night. Tim says, and that's saying something from the last Star Trek comment. PvP says, yes, but it's about watching with friends. Kage says, shorts don't count toward watch hours. Gorilla and Curtis had never seen Kick-Ass. Okay, I'm glad they enjoyed it. Kage says, shorts can be really good for getting new viewers and subs, though. True. PvP had a blast. And then he said, if I did a short in my shorts, would I get more views? Toby says you can get the shorts views or watch hours plus the 500 to get membership and super chat. That is cool. For Firestorm, just call them the Goose Steppers. Well, that would work. Matt said hello to Toby. Toby said hi to Matt. Maybe instead of Waltons, we should do Bugs Bunny cartoons, PvP says. Toby says usually shorts will attract more viewers. Pevney was one of Trek's best directors. Yes, I agree with that, PvP. Tim says Ponfar, cue the Skinamax music. Yeah. PvP says T'Pring, drool. Yeah. Tim says, what was that, a cat? PvP said, iconic episode. It is a key episode, and about time DeForest got added. PvP says, helmets mean no ears. Tim says, I live in a cave. Don't spoil it. Oh, great. PvP says, great fight scene. When Kirk gets his chest slashed, it's intense. Yeah. Mikey, your mic is getting a bit noisy. Noisy? Okay. McCoy is the hero of the episode. Spock's emotional struggles became obvious in this episode. Yes. Tim said, of course, there is no other starships in the area. There would be no story. Okay. PvP said my mic is better now. Okay. Thank you. He says, my theory is the view screen Spock smashed was made of silly putty, probably. BBB says, damn, your mic is acting up again. I never noticed any of this. Okay, I'm finding these details a bit nitpicky. And he says, oh my god, these facts are getting annoying. And there's milk for a snack. All right, milk for a snack. Let's do what we promised. We can add you as a standard moderator. There you go, sir. So now milk for a snack is a standard moderator of our MikeySuzeFour channel. Congratulations, my friend. He says, hello, folks. I was in the 25-minute purgatory for not being subscribed. Ha, ha, ha. But I am here. Well, now you need to subscribe. See, but you did. So thank you. Kage says, hey, Suze. And PvP says, Uncle season 1 is awesome. Think I remember her in that episode. Uh, yeah, PvP says you are way behind in chat. Yeah. Hello, Lisa. Travel with Lisa. Hey, all. And PvP says hello to Lisa. And Captain Sinbad is a great film. And as Guy Williams says, Sinbad, it's low budget, but well made. Yeah, I do remember that. PvP says if Guy Williams fighting a giant hand at the end of the film gets you interested, you should watch it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Okay. So, the episodes for next week for Red Dwarf. And like I said, next week we'll get to cover one of my favorite episodes, Who Mourns for Adonai, which, like I said, with Pilgrim of Eternity, Vic Mignogna continued from and brought back Michael Forrest from that episode to his Star Trek Continues. So that was fun. Yeah. And we covered that. PvP and I, we went over both episodes. We watched the original, and then we watched to follow up the story, the Vic Mignogna, episode 1 that brought him back, and those were wonderful. And Dan liked them. Sif Dan did like both of those, so we should do more of that if they come together like that. PvP. But Lisa, I'm so glad to see you. And look at this. Look at this. We got 11 likes. Wow. That is, thank you so much, everybody. You're awesome. All of you are totally awesome. And we got 6 people still watching. That is amazing. That is great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Anyway, okay, so I was gonna say we got all that done today, so that's great. All right. So tomorrow, as our Tuesdays are dedicated to Get Smart and the A-Team. And we're still working on, I believe now we're working on season 2 of Get Smart yet, or we might still be on season 1. I don't know. I'll have to double check that tomorrow. But we're working on season 4 still of A-Team, and we're getting close to the 3-part trial series, which I am going to do on a live stream. And I might have somebody join me. It's going to be a mystery guest, okay? Somebody who knows the episodes like I do. So, a mystery guest. We'll wait until we get to that point with the 3 episodes. I'll choose my mystery panelist to be my co-host for that day when we cover those 3 episodes. 3-parter, the trial. Yeah, it's gonna be really good. Okay, so we are at 1 hour and 19 minutes. So we'll drift down to the bottom of the hour here, make it a full 1 hour and 30 minutes. In the meantime, I do want to thank everybody that came here today to listen to me drone on, but talk about Red Dwarf and TOS. And I want to thank Lisa. Oh, good to see you, Mikey. Oh, thank you, Lisa. You got to go? Okay. Take care. Mwah. Blowing you a kiss from both of us. Catch you at the next one. All right, hon. Well, hopefully we'll see you in September, okay? When you come out. Yeah, let's get together. Let's do lunch. Let's do dinner. Maybe get together with me and Suzanne for my birthday. We'll see if we can bring in her friend Scotty and make it a foursome. you know. Yes, thank you so much, Lisa. You're great. Yeah, please make sure you guys check out Travel with Lisa MH's channel. She has a great channel content there. She's a videographer, so she goes all over the world. She's been here in Canada, in this part of it, Ontario, Toronto, Niagara Falls. She does a lot of great uh, videos there. So make sure you check her out, please. Check out Travel with Lisa MH. Okay. Yeah, it's really good to see you, Lisa. It really is. Thank you. All right. I also want to thank my brother, PvP, Pleasant Valley Picker from British Columbia. Thank you so much, PvP, for being here today and joining the cast and crew of the chat. Kage Noctum Gaming. Thank you, Kage, for coming. He has a great channel. Make sure you check him out. He's got some gaming there, obviously. He does some gaming Fortnite. He plays a lot of other stuff. So, yeah, check him out. Kage Noctum Gaming. And we have Milk for a Snack who came back. So, thank you, Milk for a Snack. You are now a standard moderator of the MikeySuzeFour channel, and you can use it to time out people if you need to, but you won't be able to time out other moderators. Just saying. But actually, what the moderatorship is for is so you can promote your own channel, and I highly recommend that you do, so that if you don't have a lot of subscribers right now, if you go to anybody else's chats and you promote your channel, it shows that you are involved with other people's channels, and in that turn, if the people are interested, they will go ahead and sub to you when they see your link. So you can lay down that link now here in our MikeySuzeFour chats. You're more than welcome to do that as a moderator. So congratulations again, Milk, for becoming one. Okay. And we had FKHC 2005, also known as Tim. Tim, thank you so much for being here, my friend. I appreciate you. And of course, I like PvP. I appreciate your knowledge, everything when we talk about these episodes, and your pop culture references. Thank you. Alrighty, Toby. Toby is a great contributor to our channel here. He also contributes to his friend and my friend Larry, Be Yourself Adventures. He has a lot of great content there about amusement parks. He goes to Disney, Disneyland, Disney World. All of those different type of places. He has a great place up there in northern Arizona that he does some video of. So yeah, please make sure that you're all subscribing to Toby. So remember, don't forget to subscribe, share this video if you get a chance. Make sure you hit the like button so that we can keep track of the algorithm. And don't forget, when you do subscribe, make sure that you hit that all notifications bell, this little thing right here, so that you can be aware of future content, like podcasts, like webcams, like what I mean, live streams, that sort of thing. So yeah, make sure you do that. I want to thank Matt 2890 for coming. Matt 2890 has some good, decent content there. Make sure you also check him out. All right, and let's see. I know we had the gorilla here somewhere. He was here somewhere. He was yelling at me again. He does that. He tends to like yelling at me. Jeff B. Hello, Jeff. Yep. Jeff is great. Make sure you check him out. He comes to a lot of our channels and supports our community. So we love you, Jeff B. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Okay, we're just passing through here, trying to find people. Let's see, there's Kage again. You guys are amazing. You guys and gals are awesome. You really are. You really do a lot for our channel. As we've always said, if it's not for you guys and gals, we would not be here. We couldn't do this. And Gorilla's Random Thoughts, there he is. Our big gorilla, our big silverback. He does great content, okay? For example, he does cigar lounges on Tuesday nights. Some subjects that we should rather just cover on those nights instead, right? So that's what we do, cigar lounge on Tuesdays. On Thursdays, we're doing 4 episodes each night of that great Twilight Zone series. And he's done 8 episodes so far. So this week he'll be doing episodes 9 through 12 of season 1. And then on Friday, of course, he does the Walton streams, which are great. He does reviews of the episodes. And this big one that's coming up talks about Uncle Adolf and the Mustache Man's famous book, Mein Kampf. So I know I'm mispronouncing it, but maybe that's on purpose. But that's what we're talking about. It's called The Firestorm. It is a great episode. One of my favorites because I do remember it. And I'm, you know, and I'm looking forward to seeing John Boy defend his views. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. So that is Gorilla. And then of course on Sundays, don't forget, he does a Cinema Sunday, a mystery movie each Sunday night. So make sure you check him out there as well. All right, that's Gorilla. And then we have Roger Blair. Roger Blair is a wonderful viewer to our channels. He's a wonderful contributor. He comes by. He's good friends with Charlotte, Nightstar the Werewolf. So Roger Blair, thank you so much for being here again, buddy, and representing, our channel here, and that you love it, that you enjoy it. So I do appreciate you being here. And of course, he was first in the box today. Yeah, I did say we would have started 10 minutes early because I wanted to tell you folks, little additional information about our brother Larry, from Beersov Adventures, is going through really difficult times. So make sure you're saying your prayers and everything for him still. Okay. Okay. And Jeff B, of course, is giving the Vulcan salute. Thank you, Jeff. PvP says, check your Facebook. I sent you some cool stuff. I will. I always take a look at my Facebook Messenger, PvP eventually. He says, unfortunately, we can't talk about Mustache Man in a direct way. YouTube censoring history does not change it. That is true. That is true. Those that forget the past are doomed to repeat it. Absolutely, my friend. History repeats itself. That is the phrase. It does. In more ways than one. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, so like I said, we got 11 likes. When I add it, it'll be 12. That'd be cool. 4 people still watching. Oh God, I put it there. It's supposed to stay there. This thing got pushed into the litter box bed.
Well, this house is haunted.
Yes, somebody has haunted my my hat. Weird. All right, stay on my over there. Okay, so let's go ahead and say a quick prayer in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, thank you so much for all of our friends that we know here through the MikeySuzeFour channel. We say prayers every day for everyone here in the chat, as well as for our friends Larry and Diane going through their rough times right now. Brother Jay and Renee enjoying their lives, and of course, Brother Jay and Nikki over there in Michigan. So, and of course, my beautiful wife Suzanne. Eventually she'll have to get her knees worked on. She'll have to get her arm worked on, but her shoulder. But we pray for all of that. Lord, only you know the prayers in our hearts, and only you, Lord, know if those prayers are sincere. And when you do determine they are sincere, you go about in giving us a chance to experience the prayers being answered. Maybe not in the way we expect, but in the way that you deliver them, Lord. And we are always satisfied and happy when that happens. So for all the prayers we send to you, Lord, not only to you, but to your Son, Jesus Christ, his Blessed Mother, our most blessed Virgin Mary, to the Holy Spirit, who knows right from wrong, and of course, to our patron saints, Saint Suzanne and Saint Michael the Archangel, defender of heaven, and who sent the evil one and his fallen angels to hell. We ask for all of this. Prayers for us. Pray for us. All in your name, Lord. Amen and amen. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And there we go. Oh, boy. I tell you. life moves on. As I know it's not a good example, but you know, uh, as Ferris Bueller said, you know, life passes along quick. You know, if you don't, if you don't enjoy it, you'll miss it. Or if you don't catch up to it, you'll miss it. Something like that. Anyway, um, so again, I want to thank everybody here in the chat for being here. 12 likes, thank you so much. 2 people still watching, very cool. Um, don't forget tomorrow, like I said, at 12 noon, right around 12 noon. Yes, Gorilla, it will be on time. Don't bitch and yell at me, okay? I love you, you silverback. Anyway, yeah, we'll have it at 12 noon Eastern tomorrow. We'll have 2 episodes, like I said, from season 1 or 2 of Get Smart, and we'll have 2 more episodes to review from season 4 of A Team. And then I don't have anything planned until probably Saturday or, maybe Friday, maybe Thursday. I don't know. This week is going to be kind of fun. We're going to see, like I said, Fantastic Four First Steps. On Thursday, we'll do our normal lunch. We'll have breakfast in the morning at Timmy's, have a nice little donut, a little croissant thing. Then we'll go have lunch at Chipotle. Then we'll go see the movie. And then on Friday, Thursday night, I should be back. We should be back plenty of time, for Gorilla's, 4 episodes. The next one he's doing from Twilight Zone. Friday, we should be there Friday night for his Walton stream on this controversial episode, season 5, episode 5, The Firestorm. We should be there for that. But we're going out on Friday morning. We're going to go and watch Together, which is a weird psychological horror drama, and then we'll probably go eat at a place called Harvey's. I think we'll do Harvey's, so that'll be fun. And then Saturday, if Dan is available, we'll see if we can go ahead and do another episode where he does his show from 2 to 4 Pacific, which is 5 to 7 p.m. here in the East Coast. And PvP and myself, along with Sif Dan, will try to see if we can get him attached to another episode. No, I decided not to do Spock's brain, so you can breathe a sigh of relief for yourself for that for PvP. Thanks a lot. We won't do Spock's brain, okay? No. And hello, someone who just popped into the chat and gave us another like, Justin Ray El Gato Diaz. Welcome, Justin. Hola, hola. Welcome, amigo. Good to see you. How about Mikey? Yeah, it's been a while, Justin. I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, my friend? By the way, Larry's doing just fine. But he had to move up his appointment from August 1st this week over to August 23rd. But he's got other issues he's got to address. But at least now he's still all right, from his previous surgery. So make sure you say lots of prayers for him, Justin. Also, folks, don't forget to go to Justin Ray El Gato Diaz's channel. He also does some amusement parks. He talks about other things. Please make sure you go there and subscribe to his channel. That would be most appreciated. Okay. So, a couple of phrases we like to throw around here at MikeySuzeFour. Of course, our brother Larry, who always says, always be yourself, which is a great piece of advice. My beautiful wife, who is also a Universal Life Church minister, always says, leave everything in God's hands. That's a great piece of advice, and I hope you can follow it if you do believe in the Lord. Always just leave everything in His hands. He will take care of everything. And of course, as I always like to say here, always expect the unexpected from MikeySuzeFour channel. That's what I like to say. All right, and finally, of the phrases, there is a beautiful one from Gene Siskel Foundation. He used to be Siskel and Ebert at the movies there. He was the sidekick of Roger Ebert. Both of them are gone, rest in peace. But Gene Siskel had these beautiful rimmed glasses. He was my nerd. He had the protector, kit in his pocket somewhere. Probably in his inner jacket pocket or whatever he was wearing at the time. I don't know. But anyway, he always said, and now the aisle is closed. Said that at almost every end of every episode that they did. And I did ask permission if I could use it. And apparently they said, yep, no problem. So I was like, okay. So I've been using it ever since. I really enjoy that. So Thank you, Gene Siskel, from formerly of the Chicago Tribune. Thank you to your family for allowing me to use your phrase, your catchphrase. Okay, so with that, God bless America. God bless Canada. God bless the UK and our friend Travel with Lisa MH. Hope we see you soon. And of course, God bless the rest of the world. We only have one. Make sure all of you take care of it. It's the only thing we got. So, don't piss off Mother Nature, okay? She's already upset as it is. She's already given us earthquakes, fires, volcano, tornadoes, tsunamis, all this stuff. So, yeah, make sure that you don't piss her off anymore. Okay. And of course, peace from MikeySuzeFour. So, on behalf of this beautiful wife of mine over here, Miss Suzanne, our beautiful cats, Moon Pie, who's down here in my desk, oh baby love, and Miss Deja Vu over there on the bedside, having her own diva-like moment. Thank you all for being here. Really, without you folks, we could not do this. I wouldn't even bother to do this. But because I have so much love and support from the community, as I said, you are not just subscribers to us. You are a family. You are family members, and we care about you. We do pray for you. We love you guys and gals. The support is immeasurable, immeasurable. So thank you all for being here. God bless to you all, and we will see you tomorrow for our next two series, the wonderful Get Smart, and of course the greatest series of all time, in my honest opinion, the A Team. So we'll see you then.